Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Sierra and Spice end up meeting up with each other because Sierra is still pissed off at the fact that Spice allowed Amy to make a diss track about her and Bambi for the cast album. And I mean, Sierra has some really good reasons for why she's pissed off at Spice, because number one, Spice knew that Amy was making a diss track about Sierra and Bambi because she listened to it in the studio before she allowed Amy to perform it. Then she ended up inviting Sierra to the listening party knowing that Amy was going to perform this diss track about her. So to me, Spice was being messy. Now, Sierra was saying that Spice should have given her a phone call and let her know that Amy was making a diss track about her, but Spice claims that she didn't want to be messy, and that's the reason why she didn't call Sierra and let her know. However, I think it was messy of Spice to allow Amy to perform that song in the first place, especially knowing Sierra was going to be there. Sierra is also still upset at Spice for not putting her on the cast album. However, I think that Spice is doing the right thing because she knows that, Sierra is not good at making music and she's not a musician, so why should she be on the cast album? Now, she did listen to Sierra's song that she made, and she actually said that it was pretty good, but she did throw a little bit of shade saying that she knew that Sierra did not write the song, which is right. Chaotic actually helped her write that song, but because she thought the song was good, she decided to invite Sierra to the showcase that she's putting together. That way she can perform the song. Now, Kirk and Rasheeda are playing in everybody's face this season because they're trying to make us really believe that Rasheeda really put Kirk out of the house because of these text messages between him and Jasmine, even though we know that she did not really put him out of the house. Like, you can just see right through it while they're talking that he's been right in the house with her. So I'm not falling for their bullshit, and we all knew that Rasheeda was going to forgive Kirk and still be with him anyway. She did check him, though, for putting her in this situation in the first place because she felt like when Jasmine started talking about these text messages, she felt like Kirk should have shut it down immediately instead of just sitting there being quiet, especially because it embarrassed her. And look, Kirk has been embarrassing Rasheeda on TV for as long as we can remember. Some of it probably is true and some of it's just a storyline, but what we do know is that he has been unfaithful to Rasheeda in their marriage. And look, she's still gonna stay with him anyway, so her checking him about this situation doesn't matter because she literally said in her confessional in this episode that she doesn't want to throw everything that they have away. They've been together for a really long time, and she claims that the good outweigh the bad. So Jasmine could have honestly sent Rasheeda a video of the two of them sleeping together, and she would have ignored it and stayed with him anyway because she claims they have more good times than bad times, and she doesn't want to throw everything that they have together away. So if that's what she wants to do, I support it. I think she looks like a fool staying with him, but if she's fine with being embarrassed and looking like a fool staying with Kirk while he does whatever he wants to do as a married man, then that's her choice to make. So it's the day of the showcase Spice put together for the cast album, and she had everybody come early so that they can rehearse. And basically, Chaotic ends up going up to Bambi, and they start talking about what happened with Amy, Sierra, and Bambi at the engagement party for Sierra and Carly. And I'm just gonna say right now, I feel like Amy was in the wrong this entire season because to me, she had no business going after Sierra and Bambi the way that she did. They really didn't do anything to her for her to attack them the way that she did. So I was confused by her behavior. And then on top of that, in last week's episode, she was talking about how even while she was friends with Bambi, she was looking at Scrappy in that type of way, thinking how attractive he was and how the only reason why she didn't try to talk to him was because she was cool with Bambi. But now that she's not cool with Bambi, he's not off limits. And Scrappy's also lame because he's entertaining his ex-wife's op. Like, if you don't want to deal with Bambi, that's fine, but you don't have to go on a date with somebody that you know that she's actively beefing with. Like, to me, that's just messy of the both of them. But Bambi ends up asking Chaotic about his beef with Scrappy, and he basically claims that there really is no beef and that the only reason why Scrappy has a problem with him is because they agreed to do a YouTube channel together, but he ended up taking Scrappy's name off the YouTube channel because Scrappy wasn't putting in any money or any work for it, and so he decided to take him off of it, and he claims that Scrappy was okay with it. And look, if Scrappy wasn't putting in any money or any time into the YouTube channel, then he doesn't deserve to be a part of the YouTube channel and reap the benefits of it. So I think Chaotic did the right thing with taking Scrappy off of the YouTube channel. However, I can understand why Scrappy has a little bit of an issue with Chaotic because he can be really messy. Like, over the past few seasons, he's been an instigator and he's been putting Scrappy's business out there and kind of stirring up a little bit of trouble. So I can kind of understand why Scrappy would have a little bit of an issue with him. So while Little Zane is preparing for his performance, Ashley ends up showing up obviously to support her husband, but she ends up bringing up him getting that DNA test, which he did say that he was going to get. But honestly, I am tired of listening to Ashley talk about this DNA test because both this woman, Michelle, and Zane told her that this child was not his, but he told Michelle that she could give the child his last name anyway. So I really don't understand what the DNA test is going to do. Like, I understand she wants to make sure there's proof that he really is not the father of this child, but he gave the woman permission to give the little boy his last name, and he already said that the child is not his. So I really just don't understand what more can be done. Like, what is the DNA test really going to do? But he ends up getting really upset with her during this conversation because she tells him that because she doesn't know if she's going to have to move out of his house after she sees the results of this DNA test, she decided that she was going to have her son go stay with his father for the school year, because if she does have to move out, she doesn't want him switching schools, which I can understand her concerns for that. And he gets really upset because he feels like she made this decision without him, but I think she has every right to make that decision without him about her own child, especially because he did a lot of things that she doesn't know about and she wasn't a part of, because when they did that meetup with that woman Michelle a few episodes ago, she told Ashley a bunch of information that she didn't know, and also Little Zane's family themselves told her information that he kept from her. So I don't understand why he got upset about her doing something for her child without telling him. Now, I'm sorry, but Yandy is looking really desperate to keep her marriage together with Mendeecees, and I'm not saying that she's wrong for wanting to stay with her husband because she loves him, but she ends up bringing a jeweler to Spice's showcase backstage so that they can give Mendeecees a new ring. Now, Mendeecees did not look too excited about getting a new ring. He even said in his confessional that he didn't think wearing a wedding ring was a big deal, but she insisted that he wear one, and I can understand why she wants him to wear one, because even though he doesn't really feel like the ring matters, it still symbolizes something, and the fact that he wants to walk around without a wedding ring is definitely really suspect. He said that he feels like Yandy is more concerned about public perception, but it seems to me like he's not worried enough about public perception, because half of the reason why people are running around saying that he's cheating on Yandy is because he's going to strip clubs and bars without wearing his wedding ring. I don't even know if this man really lost his wedding ring or if he took it off and hid it so that he wouldn't have to wear it anymore. But Yandy sending this jeweler to give him a wedding ring to me just looks a little desperate, because it's like, if this man doesn't really want to be with you and he doesn't want to wear his wedding ring, then take yours off too. Shit. Like, I mean, I just feel like she's holding on so tightly to him and he's not really holding on tightly to their marriage like she is. But Rich ends up going up to Yandy and Mendeecees, and he tells them that he showed up with Jasmine, the woman Jasmine that Kirk has a child with outside of his marriage. Yeah, that Jasmine, the one that put Kirk on blast earlier this season. Now, he ends up showing up with her and everybody's confused, and Yandy was visibly upset at the fact that he brought Jasmine, because at the end of the day, she got into it with Jasmine earlier this season, and Jasmine has also accused Mendeecees of cheating on Yandy, so it's very clear why she doesn't want Jasmine to be there. But Rasheeda wasn't happy to see Jasmine either, because Jasmine ends up walking into the room where Kirk and Rasheeda is, and Rasheeda ends up walking out of the room because she doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And I know some people were saying that Rasheeda was wrong for walking out of the room and that she should have stood there and dealt with it, but honestly, I think she was right for walking out of the room, because it doesn't matter what Jasmine or anybody else tells Rasheeda about Kirk. She's gonna stay with him anyway, so it really is pointless. Now, Kirk wants to clear things up with Jasmine and really make things work between them, so he starts telling her that he wants to put his name on their son's birth certificate, and he wants to really co-parent effectively with her, and he wants to squash the beef. He even said that he lied about her answering the door naked, which caused all this drama in the first place, because that's the reason why she decided to expose his text messages. Now, they do end up working things out, and you think that it's over, but then Kirk ends up following Jasmine out of the room and tells her that because he said that he lied about her answering the door naked, she should take back what she said about the text messages, but she would not take it back because she said it was true, that he was in her text messages trying to sleep with her for more money. And so I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but I honestly don't feel like she has a reason to lie about it, because Kirk already cheated with her in the first place, and that's why they have a child. So I don't think she's lying about Kirk trying to sleep with her. I think he probably did, and him going up to her telling her that she needs to take it back kind of make me feel like he was guilty. Now, everybody is on stage performing their part of the song, and it's going well at first, but then all of a sudden, Sierra gets on stage and she makes it known to everybody, including Amy, who's sitting right in the crowd, that the diss track that she's about to make is about Amy. So she starts going off on this diss track, really dissing the hell out of Amy, which I don't think she's wrong for, because honestly, Amy is the one that started it in the first place. So Sierra starts performing her song and she's making a lot of disses, and Scrappy is not really happy about it because he's included in the diss tracks that everybody is making, and he doesn't really like that everybody's trying to link him to Amy and make it seem like something's going on between the two of them, because Amy kind of painted it like there was something going on between the two of them. However, he helped that happen because he was flirting with her too, and he asked her on a date, and they went on a date with each other in last week's episode. So if he doesn't want to be linked to Amy, he should have shut it down immediately when she was trying to get with him, but he didn't do it because he was trying to be petty towards Bambi. So Bambi sees that, Scrappy is getting really upset because people keep mentioning him and Amy together, and so she tells him that he needs to calm down, that Chaotic and Sierra wrote the song just as a joke because Amy wrote a diss track about them. So Scrappy gets really pissed off because now he realizes that Chaotic was a part of putting him in these songs, and he didn't like it because he felt like Chaotic was purposely being shady. So he goes up to Chaotic and tells him, I need to talk to you, and he shoves him extremely hard. Like, he shoves him really hard, and I guess the two of them start fighting, or they start trying to fight, because security swarms to try to break them apart. And Scrappy swears up and down that he didn't really touch Chaotic in a hard way. He just kind of tapped him a little bit. But no, when you see the clip, he definitely shoved the hell out of Chaotic because his shoulder moved. So he definitely pushed him really hard. So if Chaotic tried to fight him after that, I would understand why, because why are you putting your hands on people? And Spice ends up shutting down the showcase after all that fighting took place, and she starts yelling at Shekinah, saying that Shekinah was the reason why all of this got started, because Shekinah did get on the microphone and say that Amy was saying that Scrappy was messing with her, and so that was messy of Shekinah. However, Spice needs to take accountability, because had she would have never allowed Amy to perform that song that was a diss track against Bambi and Sierra in the first place, none of this would even be happening, because nobody would have made a diss track to begin with. Now, at the end of this episode, as everybody is leaving the showcase, Yandy and Mendeecees are standing in the hallway, and that's when Jasmine and three of her friends end up walking up to them. And Jasmine says something to Mendeecees, like she either says, do you recognize me, or do you know who I am, or do you remember me? Something like that, she said, and he said, no, I don't know who you are. And then she said, well, you've been coming to my bar. And he said, okay, but was I talking to you at the bar, or was I at the bar ordering a drink? And she said that he went to the bar and he was ordering a drink. So basically, he never had any type of flirtatious conversation with her, which is kind of what she was implying earlier this season when she mentioned that he had been at her bar a few times. So she did kind of get caught up a little bit when he questioned her like that, because she stumbled over her words a little bit and did tell that he didn't talk to her in any type of way. He just asked for a drink, which is what you're supposed to do at a bar. But she did mention that she works at a strip club, and if Yandy's fine with her husband going to a strip club, that's fine for her. Personally, I wouldn't want my man or my husband going to a strip club, but if it works for her and her marriage, then that's fine. She can do what she wants to do. So Mendeecees ends up taking Yandy and walking away, saying that they were done with the conversation with Jasmine and her friends. And for some reason, Jasmine and her friends thought that it was a good idea to follow them outside. Like, to me, that was doing too much, okay? Because at this point, there's no need to follow them outside, because you're not showing up with any proof that he's actually cheating. Now, am I saying that Mendeecees is not cheating on Yandy? No, because I don't know if he's cheating on her or not. There has been a lot of rumors about him cheating, and he took off his wedding ring and he's been acting like he doesn't want to be with Yandy anymore. So who knows? He could possibly be cheating, but they didn't show Yandy any proof. So following them outside, to me, didn't really make much sense. And when they get outside, Jasmine's friends started getting into a back and forth with Mendeecees, and she starts talking about how he screws everybody and he cheats on Yandy. And so Yandy did not like the way that this woman was talking to her husband. So Yandy jumps in this girl's face because she's not about to let this girl talk to her husband like that. Now, personally, I don't think that Yandy was wrong for defending Mendeecees in this situation. The reason why I don't think Yandy was wrong for defending Mendeecees in this situation is because these girls didn't show any proof that he was actually cheating on her, so it was just word of mouth. Now, does that mean he's not cheating? No, but they didn't show it with any proof. And then on top of that, I would hope that if the roles were reversed and there was a guy talking to Yandy the way that this girl was talking to Mendeecees, that Mendeecees would jump up to defend Yandy as well. So a lot of people have that same motto, okay? We're going to defend each other in public, and then when we get behind closed doors, then we'll check each other and and we'll fix the situation. But in public, we're not about to do that. So that's probably the reason why she defended him the way that she did. So I'm not going to say that she was wrong. I think that it was weird that they followed them outside to begin with. I don't understand the point of that. I just personally don't understand why Jasmine is telling on all these men about how they're cheating on their wives and girlfriends, because at the end of the day, these women are not going to leave their husbands anyway, regardless of them cheating. To be honest with you, Yandy and Rasheeda probably know what Kirk and Mendeecees do. They're just not going to leave them. Who knows? But I just feel like telling Rasheeda that Kirk is cheating on her or trying to cheat on her doesn't mean anything, because Rasheeda's going to stay with Kirk anyway. She already said it in this episode, and Yandy's not going to leave Mendeecees either. So at this point, it's pointless for Jasmine and her friends to go around telling everybody about who's cheating and who's not. Now, if Jasmine and her friends would have showed proof of Mendeecees cheating, then I would have said that Yandy was dumb for defending him, because at the end of the day, if they show you proof that he's actually cheating on you and you defend him, then you look stupid at this point. But they didn't show any proof, so I'm not going to necessarily say that Yandy was wrong in this situation. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.